Did you finna cry?
Nah, I ain't finna cry. What you talking about,
Hey,
bro?
good morning, good day. It is Bernard Moore the third, with More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. I am here live at Hillcrest Christian School, getting ready to talk about basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way we drill up and down the court. You know the song with Curtis Blow. You know how they go. But joining me today is some of the players from Hillcrest. We're going to talk with them about their season. It's been an outstanding season though. They've done some things differently, but as you can probably look around the gym, there's a lot of banners going on, and so they want to add their name to that list. Joining me today are two of the senior players, Sosa McNeary as well as Eric Bass. How you doing today, gentlemen?
No good.
Good. Amazing.
All right, start with you, Eric. Mr. Bass. Now, I know you've been here quite a few years. Now, how many years has you been here at Hillcrest?
This is my third.
Third. And during your transition from your senior year, you've been through two different coaches. How has it been for you for the transition to continue to play at the level that you're playing at?
Um, it took some adjusting. Uh, it's kind of hard to like. It was kind of hard to trust a few coaches, because you never really know who just gonna up and leave, or not even just leave, just get fired. So I mean, you got to learn to adjust and trust who those above you, and just look for a role model in them.
All right, and with the transition of different coaches, did each coach bring something different towards your game, or you felt that hey, these coaches can help better my game?
Definitely. Every coach brought their own little uh, twist to the game. I would say. A couple coaches were fundamental. Some were young, still somewhat new to the game, and other coaches just knew more than others. And everybody had that different twist to it.
All right, for the previous, since your sophomore, your junior, and now your senior season, now the records have shown differently.
Mm.
What is different from the previous 2 years and this year?
Um, the togetherness, I would say. I've never played with like a group of people that really just all leaned on each other as much as we did. We all put our trust in each other. Everybody played their role really well, and everybody knew where they were on the team.
All right, so now that you guys are planning to add your name up into the Bannisters, is that exciting for you, or that's something that you expected, or something that you wanted to accomplish, or you say, hey, well, I'm just playing basketball?
It's definitely one of our goals that we decided to make at the beginning of the year. Um, it's definitely exciting to see that it's really possible this year. Like knowing that Saturday we could really just put a whole new 2023-2024 banner up there. It's just amazing to think about.
What were some of the trials and tribulations that you all faced this year?
Um, our relationships with each other, just trusting each other, trusting the coaches, um, dealing with a few injuries, minor injuries, um, grades, yeah. Uh, I mean, just and a couple of times where there was like a long period of time during the summer where we couldn't even practice. Like they didn't even want us in the gym. So like it was just a lot to deal with, but we managed to push through and get where we are now.
All right, but now let's go over to the senior Sosa McNear. Now Sosa, now I know I've seen individuals they targeted on you, uh, saying that you were the one that was carrying the team. How do you feel it is important for your role as a team player? Because it's not 1 on 5, it's 5 on 5. How is it important that you as a team player to help the team to victory and not just carry the team like how many say that you carry the team?
Really just knowing your role and knowing what the team and your coach want you to do and need you to do in order for the team's success, instead of getting caught up in what people around you on the outside of the team are saying. Because at the end of the day, your brothers the ones you're putting to work in with. So you got to listen to what they need you to do.
All right, now, and especially traveling into certain cities and certain gyms, it was a hostile environment at the time. Especially, I can say, even when y'all went down to Pelahatchie and that type of environment, and traveling to some schools in Louisiana. How did that defer you from playing? Though you had more of aggressive cheering compared to supporter cheering.
Me personally, I come from an aggressive state when it comes to basketball, so I feel like I'm kind of used to it when it comes to the aggressiveness and the emotions around the whole gym. It's just it kind of fired me up a little bit. It made me want to shoot a little bit better.
Now the shooter, now you run in the city of Jackson. I know shooting is not a good thing in the city of Jackson. Using that term, but I just say where you come from. No, you're a sharpshooter on a basketball court. Now, knowing a little bit about your family,
Mhm.
I know you have a sister that plays basketball. You have a father that plays basketball. Did your mother play basketball?
Oh, of course, in college, everybody play basketball. That's what we do. My sister a pro right now.
And seeing her play professional, and you're still at this level, you're still as amateur status.
Mhm.
Is she aspiring to you? Say, hey, I want to be like my sister, my older sister, or is she just, or you just saying, hey, that just in our DNA?
Both, honestly. My sister always inspired me since I was a little kid. Like I always wanted to follow something behind my sister. She always made me want to do what she did. She started doing something, I want to follow right behind her and do it. She started playing softball, I played baseball. So we just always been like that. I don't know why, we just always had that connection.
All right, now are you all competitive in the house? No,
Most
who's
definitely. Most definitely. You would think we arguing how competitive we is.
that when you're doing the laundry? Y'all don't try to shoot. No, how you roll your socks up and shoot them in the laundry basket. Do y'all be
Nah.
doing stuff like that?
Nah. We go outside on the goal and hoop, but we go to the gym. We want to get some hooks in for real, for real.
Now, all right, now with your teammate Eric Bass,
Mhm.
how competitive you guys in practice? Because you're supposed to be here as teammates. You're supposed to make each other better. Do he? I mean, just to be truthful now, he's sitting right there beside him. Does he get on your nerves sometimes by the plays he making? Mr. Bass does Sosa get on your nerve about sometimes the plays that he make? Be
Most of the,
truthful now.
with Eric, with most of the only problem I have with Eric most of the time is him not cutting. Like when I'm ready for him to cut, he don't cut, and like I'll probably miss him the play before, and once I'm ready to pass him the ball for the cut, he don't even want to cut no more. So that's really the main thing with me and Eric.
What about you, Mr. Bass? No, he said he don't like you not cutting.
I mean, I don't really have a problem. So it's just like, sometimes his basketball IQ could just be better. I mean, some shots he need to learn the difference between like a good shot and a great shot. You know what I'm saying? But knowing him, it probably gonna go in. So if you feeling like that, then hey, shoot, I'm right there with you. But sometimes it's not needed, but sometimes it is. You know what I'm saying? Which is if you make it, we there. But if you miss, then we back on D.
And most of the time when I miss, it's a good miss. So my B's be able to clean up for me.
Now, well, I'm so glad you said that, Mr. So, how important it is for you to have a good, strong, post player up under, because, like I said, you're a shooter. I know Mr. Bassett is more of a cutter, a slasher, and you're a shooter. How is it important to have a guy just down there getting the boards?
Man, this last year and this year are my first 2 years of my whole career having two decent, solid bigs. It's so important. My whole life I've been a shooter, and if you don't have a good big that's willing, that want to rebound, it's gonna be hard for you to succeed as a shooter because the misses just they turn to long rebounds. Once you shoot a three, no matter what a rebound, it can land right in the paint. Somebody on the other team is leaking out. No matter who it is, they gonna leak out. That's just basketball. So having a post player as a shooter is very, very important, in my opinion.
All right, and in reference to, I know this show, it is pre-recorded a little early. Yes, the show, it is pre-recorded early because we have game Saturday. That's what they're striving for. Have a game Wednesday, and as well as potential game Friday. So yes, the show is recorded early. So, what are your expectations for the outcome of this season?
Win it all.
A banner at the least. Trying to have my name up there. Trying to have a history with this school.
Facts.
I'm been for 3 years now. I'm in the show for it.
All right, during the years you've been here, Mr. Bass, what has been the trials and tribulations that you faced to encourage you, like say, hey, this is my last year. I gotta do something. I have to do something. It's in me to do something. What inspired you to do it? Say, hey, well, no, normally some players say, hey, well, we've been struggling for the first 2 years anyway, so I might as well just go ahead and continue to struggle. What has inspired you differently this year compared to the other previous season?
really just my teammates for real. I mean, like they always keep me lifted. They always motivate me to keep going, and I really just do it for them. I mean, they all look up to me, so like I always have to keep a level head and win it all for them. It's not just me. It's not basketball. You don't play just for yourself. So I always remember that I always got a team right behind me.
And so you've been here for about 2 or 3 years yourself.
Mhm.
Coming from a basketball background, like I said, with your mother and father, your sister, you inspired, and coming from the institutions in which you participate in, what is different that you see compared to when you first got here, compared to your last? This is your final season.
Like Eric said a little bit ago, the togetherness. Like when I was at Jim Hill, yeah, we were together a little bit, but not as tight as our team this year is. Like last year, a couple of us used to bump heads, coaches, players bump heads. But this it's really none of that, honestly. We all together. That's really the difference.
All right, now I know your coach. He's a little fiery coach.
Mhm.
How much has he pushed you guys to excel, take your game to another level?
I can't even tell you.
Coach Greg definitely pushed me way more than any other coach ever has. So
Coach Greg has a very, very different way of motivating. It's like it's like he'll yell at you, but if you can get past the yelling and just listen to what he's trying to tell you, you'll be good. It's all his emotions be coming at you at one time during the game because everybody's so passionate and fired up about the game.
Now, are you guys familiar with his background, where he played high school ball at, and do y'all know the coaches that he played for? So you can kind of see where that comes into. Now, I don't know what you guys' future may be. If you get into coaching or you want to try something different, just remember to say, hey, well, Coach Greg was my coach. And you use some of the things that what he taught you to bring the best out of you to use those same type of tactics. But everybody can't handle that.
Yeah.
Now, everybody can't handle that. All right. So again, though, this show it is pre-recorded a little early. We're recording it because you guys they're getting prepared for the South District 3 Class 3A tournament in MAI. So yes, we're recording the show early so they can go ahead and focus on get what it is. But just definitely want to have the opportunity to talk to these young men about the season that they're having. Now, who was the test for you guys this year and playing?
I feel like
ourselves,
yeah,
ourselves.
ourselves, and definitely some of the public schools we played. A couple of them like Florence. What was that? Pelahatchie. Yeah. What was the other one we played? Was it Hattiesburg?
Hazelhurst.
Hazelhurst. Yeah, Hazelhurst. We smacked Hazelhurst, but it was still a great experience for us as a team. And St. Joe, even though that's not a public school.
In Park Lane.
And Park Lane.
And those about the only teams
that really just gave us
trouble.
Yeah, run for our money for real. Except for Hazelhurst. Yeah, we ran through Hazelhurst.
Now, and reference to Peel, as I said, because I had opportunity to watch the game as well as with Park Lane. Pelahatchie, I can say they were, again, that was a hostile environment. And when you're going into a small town, country gym, that's what you're going to face. How do you think that prepared you for the district as well as the South State tournament, and now you're playing for Class 3A tournament? How do you think that those games prepared you all?
You got to block out the noise, and focus on the game, and listen to nobody else.
I feel like it prepared us very well, especially the practice after. Practice after that game with Coach Greg. Next game, I think, who we played after that?
Something
we killed them though. We had to. If we didn't, it would have been bad for us again.
Yeah, it was a real humbling experience.
Very, very humbling. I can definitely say that.
That's definitely a loss that we needed. But we were getting a little too cocky.
A little too comfortable as a team.
And what the success that you guys have for you, Mr. Bat? What the success that you guys are having? Do you feel that it was your duty to tell the teammates not to get complacent because, hey, we still got a long season ahead of us and we still got something we need to accomplish? Do you feel that it is your responsibility, or with you being a senior upperclassman, to encourage your teammates not to get complacent?
Definitely. I mean, after this season, not only am I, but I feel like uh, not only the coaches, everybody else that knows the team, gonna look towards the seniors. I mean, the seniors are the oldest people on the team, so they gotta lead the rest of the team and show them right from wrong. Not just because we say so, but from experience. So, uh, I mean, that's just something that comes with being a senior.
And Mr. Sosa, in reference to being a senior, how do you feel your role as a senior player help encourage the the future as well as your other teammates to have success that you guys having this year?
Just the maturity level, honestly. Nowadays, our generation, maturity level depletes, which is bad. But hey, I feel like I'm a great role model outside of school, like outside of not outside of school, but outside of basketball. When it comes to just like regular world situations like school, you know what I'm saying? We go out to eat, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's my biggest, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, but I think y'all understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore, the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here live at Hillcrest Christian School. I'm talking with Sosa McNeary as well as Eric Bass. Their only way to go to chase that gold ball to represent the Class 3A champions at Hillcrest Christian School. Now, in reference to role model and outside of basketball, education.
Mhm.
How has your education been here at Hillcrest, and then what do you foresee yourself transitioning to? Once you walk across that stage and receive your diploma or your degree, what's next for Mr. Bass and Mr. McNeary?
Um, Depending on how this off season goes with recruiting and stuff like that, really my plan right now is I got a scholarship from Bellhaven, so I may just go there for civil engineering and focus there, major in it.
Depending on me, I don't know. I got a couple of JUCOs that I've been looking at, a couple colleges I've been looking at, but other than that, nothing. Make some money.
All right, is basketball important for you to continue your education, or it's just something that I do and that's extra for me, but I still want to focus on my education?
Mm, I say it's definitely important when it comes to education because what is school without basketball? Honestly, in my opinion, school to me is basketball. I look at school like basketball. If I don't perform in school, I can't play basketball. So they go hand in hand for me.
Yeah, basketball been a part of school ever since like sixth
Seventh
grade,
grade.
seventh grade. Yeah, so, like it's kind of hard to imagine school without basketball.
But I said basketball is an extracurricular activity. They don't need basketball
Yeah.
to help the school to go function, but it's something that can definitely to draw students in, and also more as a fundraiser to help the school to do what they need to do with the books and the facility things along that line. So, Mr. Bass, outside of basketball, what is something that you enjoy doing?
Um, I like sleeping, uh, listening to music. Really about it. Really, like I haven't really just had the time to just do other things that I love. Basketball and school have really been taking up most of my time. So by the time I get home, I'm really just sleep, ready to get started for the next day. So I guess I have to find a new hobby after next week.
What about yourself, Mr. McNear?
Uh, I'm an arts and crafts type of guy. I like to customize stuff. I make clothes. I draw. Um, I used to play the game, but I gave that up a little minute ago. That's it though. Besides playing basketball.
All right, Mr. Bass, how supportive has your family been in your extracurricular activities along with basketball and education? Is it your family there to support you, or are they saying, "Hey, son, good job. Continue to keep up the good work, as long as it keep you out of trouble"? Are they very supportive of you participating in basketball?
My family is very supportive. I mean, my mom's here at most of the games that she can make it to. My dad, he works offshore, so he can't really make it, but sometimes he watches on live. Sometimes he just hit me up on Instagram, be like, "Good job." So he does what he can. Uh, my sister go to college, so she can't really make it, and my brother is in the military, so they're supportive when they can be, but they got their own stuff to do too. And I'm cool with it.
What about you, Mr. Sosa?
My family probably. My family like my best friends. My mom and dad talk to them after every game. They watch every game if they can. If they can't, I'm telling them about it. My sister, she was a coach here until she left. So since she left, yeah, we miss you, True. Since she left, I just been watching her, and we just been talking. So yeah, my family very very supportive.
But how is she doing? How Coach Truth doing?
She doing real good. She literally just got onto a new team. I think either day before. No, it was a couple of days ago. She got traded to a new team. So she doing good. They just won. They've been winning. They've been doing good. She been doing good.
All right, Mr. Bad. Before we're gonna let you go, is there anything else that you would like to share, with the followers and fans, or the viewers of this show about Eric Bass and Hillcrest basketball, or Hillcrest Christian School, or the future of Mr. Eric Bass?
Um, uh, I would like to shout out somebody that don't get enough credit. Um, Coach Greg and Coach Ryan.
Facts.
They definitely take most of the criticism that happens on and off the court. I mean, we mess up on the court, then they take most of it. I mean, they really don't get the praise that they deserve. They flowers. So we can get them there right now. You know what I'm saying? Without them, we would definitely wouldn't be here. And that shows from this year and last year. I mean, the leadership has definitely impacted us a lot, and we appreciate them.
All right, you, Mr. Sosa.
Same exact thing Eric said. I got shirts dropping tomorrow from time to time in my Instagram page.
All right, well, I'm gonna charge you for that. No, try and get that commercial shot out now. Just say getting a pro. Now, see, don't try this man giving a promo on my show. So I should at least get a free shirt or something.
You get a free shirt.
See, he's doing
Free shirt.
shows and promo.
Free shirt.
All right, again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore, the third, presented to you by More Sports Management. All right, we're talking with Eric Bass and Sosa McNeary, seniors at Hillcrest Christian School. They're on their quest to chase that banner. But right now, we're going to take a break and listen to our sponsors.
Follow me on Instagram at Shower 58.
Hi, this is Ed Trim with Pennington and Trim Alarms. If you're tired of dealing with those national companies and you'd rather do business with a local company, give us a call at 601-939-5231. We're a company you can trust. Let us in. We'll keep them out.
We feel strongly that our area clients are best served by a financial institution that has roots here, but also has an eye on the future. That's what we believe First Commercial Bank brings to our markets. Our idea is simple: deliver a consistently exceptional client experience each and every time. We have a unique story to tell, and our talented associates are dedicated to meeting the needs of our clients every day. Visit firstcommercialbk.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Accidents happen, and the Abston Law Firm wants to help you. Don't feel overwhelmed with disruptions to your life that accidents and injuries bring. Let Willie Abston work for you. At Abston Law Firm, you're important to us. Protecting your rights and helping you meet your future needs is our main goal. And we take pride in servicing our clients. We provide you with knowledgeable, caring legal representation. We are experienced and dedicated to helping you. Call for your free consultation today. Abston Law, located at 1307 Airport Road.
All right, welcome back to More on the Road. Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management, nothing but more. I want to thank our sponsors, Pennington and Trim Alarm Service. Let us in, we'll keep them out. First Commercial Bank, where business is personal. And Willie T. Epson Law Firm, knowledgeable experience in care. Now, just spoke with two of the senior players from Hillcrest. Now we're finna speak with the man that's in charge of leading this charge of the success that these players are having. So joining me right now is the head coach, Coach Greg Theffer. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good, Coach.
Hey, well, thank you for joining me this day. I know that you got your mind set on holding up that banner, that gold ball. Coach, I know it has been an exciting season compared from last year to this year. Are you are you at where you expected your players to be at this year?
I am, and I am because I know the hard work we put in around here. If we didn't put in the work to be where we at, then I can tell you, no, we not. But like I said, we put in a lot of hard work over the summer and up until this point, and to start the year, that's one of the goals that we set out to achieve. So I do believe we will get that as well.
All right. What has been some trials and tribulations, some bumpy roads, some obstacles in your way? Because I know that as a coach and as a former player, you always want to be a champion. What is something that kind of had a stumbling block in the past? Because I know you want to win every game, and know that you lost a few games, some very tight, close games, and some games that you wish that I wish I could take them off the schedule. What have been some stumbling blocks that you face or obstacles that you faced thus far?
Just trying to figure things out with these guys this year. We have six seniors, and out of those six seniors, Avery Bass is the only one that has played, has gotten a lot of minutes since he's been here. He was a starter on the championship team from 2 years ago, but of course he was in a different role then, and now he's more into a leadership role. So we're kind of leaning on him a lot this year to try to get us over the hump, especially through these times in the playoff because he's been here before. So just trying to adjust, trying to figure out who could be that guy. What guy could we lean on? Who could be the point guard for us? Just trying to figure things out with these guys. We played a lot of games this year, so that helped a lot. And of course, like you mentioned, we lost a couple of games that we wish we could have got back. And speaking of a game, like I said, taking the team off the schedule, we played Pelahatchie, went down to Pelahatchie, and we took a nice little bump. But sometime as a coach and as a player, those type of losses you need those to kind of get everything back together, kind of bring guys back down. So.
Actually, I was talking with the players, and they mentioned the game. They stated that game humbled them. They said, no, the game was rough. It was a small environment. It was a hostile environment. It was real. The fans were like on their neck. And they said the practice afterward made them realize that they shouldn't have played the way they played. Coach, what did you do to them after practice after their game?
Yeah, Coach, I can't even remember what I did to them, but I even told them in the locker room after their game, I'm glad their game humbled them, and I knew it would. That's another reason why I scheduled a team like Pelahatchie. Coach Porter has a great program down there. With a lot of young, scrappy guards, and like I said, a lot of times you love to play games like that to try to figure out where you are as a team, and also made us better as a team, brought the guys closer together and helped us throughout the playoffs, and of course, and it's gonna help us throughout this week too, going out to 3A state championship.
Now, how do you find it difficult? It's like, do you question yourself sometimes when you schedule games like that? What some may consider a powerhouse team, some may consider it a fast team, some may consider a well-developed team compared to this is going into your second season and you scheduling teams like that on your schedule. Do you feel that you're going in, this is just a preparation for my guys because I feel good in this, but this is more of a preparation for my guys to really understand how this game of basketball is played?
Me personally, I don't. Because like I said, we put in a lot of hard work here. I go into every game wanting to win and then feel like we can win the game. But of course, like I say, will be games that will humble you as a team, and like I said, they are needed. So when I do make those calls and schedule those games, I never feel like there's a game that we can't win. But I also do want to schedule those games to prepare us and help us out on down the road. But I go into every game wanting to win and feel like we can win and knowing we can win. So
How important is the team as brothers? Now, so I know we can say brothers sisters because we do have girls basketball here as well. But how do you feel that the team should gel as brothers on the court as well as off the court?
Oh, it's needed. It's needed. Cause like I preach to my boys all the time. You know, we have to communicate a lot while we on the court on both sides of the ball. But their brotherhood, their bond, it's needed. It's just hard for you to play with guys that you don't like. A lot of people can't worry about that. It's just basketball, but it's needed, especially in this day and age of kids. You have to have that bond off the court and as well as on the court to be able to get through those tough times. Saturday in our South State Championship showed that their brotherhood, their bond, they came together and toughened their win out. That was a tough game for us, a lot of emotion. So those guys came together and pulled their win out. So it's very important.
Now, speaking of emotion, the guys played the game Saturday, and you kind of shared with us about how the game turned out. Some emotions on both sides. Not just it was not one side; it was both sides. And we look at the Super Bowl that took place this past Sunday, and there's a big deal about how Kelsey approached the head coach. Some say that was what's the word I'm trying? His excitement in the game, and some say that was disrespectful. And some say if I did that, I probably got cut or got bent somewhere. How do you feel about that when players, as a coach, players react to you in that way?
During those times, it's like I say, it's a lot of emotion, a lot of frustration going on, especially depending on what's going on. Me as a coach, I'm gonna say this. Sometimes it's needed. Like I say, it just depends on what's going on. Like I said, we got a senior Eric Bass. Me and him was kind of like that last year. But we sat down and we talk about things afterwards. Between me and him, we'll figure things out. But during those times, like I said, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of frustration going on. I do quite a bit of fussing, to the guys about certain things. So I'm sure they feel some type of way at times. But my guys know I just want the best for them, and like I say, we are where we at now. Like I say, due through our hard work and the togetherness. So situation like that sometimes is needed. Sometimes you can go a little overboard, just depending on what's going on in the game.
Now, me personally, if as a coach, if one of my players would have done that to me, I probably would. We would have win or loss. We would have been at the end of the game. We would have been running and rolling. But again, that's just sometimes how the excitement goes. But as a former player, I wouldn't have disrespected my coach like that because that's the way that I was brought up. And as a coach, I know hopefully my players don't ever try to cross that line as well. Now, coach. Now, would you have approached your coach like that from high school?
Oh no,
because I know some of your
no. Like I say, it's a different era of kids now. Like I said, I played Provine to Provine. I mean, I played ball at Provine. I stopped playing ball my freshman year, but Coach Riley was there at the time. I would never approach Coach Riley like this. No.
No, Coach Riley. Now you see Coach Riley off the court. He's very cool. Real jazzy type guy. But once he's in action, he's totally different. Because I'm like, man, he's different from coach. Now I know quite a few coaches that way. They're different coaching compared to when they're off the court. I can name one, Coach Randy Bolden, who's over at Mississippi College now. He's a fiery coach, but he's a cool, laid back guy when he's off the court. But when he's on the court, you can see the tension in him and all that excitement in him. Now, again, you up under coach, you had the opportunity to play up under Coach Riley, and then some of the coaches at Provine. I know coach. What am I gonna say, coach? But Provine has had some coaches that they really express discipline and they really demand respect by the way they coaching tactics. Who's your football coach that you played up under?
Oh, Willie Collins.
Coach Collins with that tie.
Yeah.
I see Coach Collins to this day, and he is not coach. Get what? He still got that towel around his neck, or he got in his back pocket. All right, and in reference to the season, you started off going. You started off. I want to say it was 8-0. Did you expect that to go undefeated that far, or to have the season before you started district? Did you expect your season to end the way that it ended before you started district?
Um, not over the Christmas break I did, but up until the Christmas break I did. Like I said, I scheduled games, certain games for a reason. Like I said, you go into any game, you want to win. I'm one of those coaches. Like I said, I'm gonna do what I can to prepare my boys for any game that we play. Um, but go over that Christmas break, we took two losses. One to Park Lane, which was actually a pretty good game. We matched up with them well. Then the next day we ended up taking a loss to Lawrence County. And that was kind of a tough loss for everybody. So, we had to come in and kind of sit down and talk together as a team to kind of figure out what we was going to do going into district. So, we won't have losses like that anymore. Going 8-0 in district, that was pretty good for us. But of course, we wanted more. And like I say, that's to get the 3A state championship.
So again, we're talking with Coach Greg Thetford, head coach over at Hillcrest Christian School, the Mighty Cougars, and he's on his quest to go ahead and win the district Class 3A state championship and then advance on to the overall tournament. So again, this is a pre-recorded show because they're on a quest right now to take care of some business, and therefore they're cheering them on. Coach, how supportive has the community around Hillcrest, as well as the Hillcrest student body, as well as the Hillcrest staff and the Hillcrest family? How have supportive they been of the basketball program?
Oh, it's been real good. I know from the time I came in January last year to what you'll see now at the Hillcrest Gym is a big turnaround. It's just a lot of more energy in here. Even on the road, last year when I came in, it wasn't a lot of support. But now, a lot of people is really coming out. Not just the faculty and the staff, not just admin, not just the parents of the kids. You have other family members of those kids coming out. Also, you have other people from other schools coming out to support these kids.
But how important is for the community to support the scholar athletes, for them to play? Because I tell you, I went to a volleyball tournament a couple of years ago over at Tougaloo College, and we had teams from Louisiana, some local schools here in the state. I remember Alcorn, Tougaloo, I think Jackson State was there, Tulane, they were there, and man, and I saw how the young ladies on the court, how they felt, the emotions of them felt when they had the fans behind it. Because in volleyball, the ball's going to bounce around. Then it may go out. But then once the fans start getting into it, the ball start going back and forth like it would never stop. How important it is for fan support to carry on to the emotions on to the players on the court?
It's very important because, like I said, it brings a lot of energy to the boys. Like I say, Saturday, it was just so much energy in the gym. Like I said, we dealt with a lot of adversity Saturday, and the boys, like I said, they felt a lot of people behind them, cheering them on, rooting them on. Instead of them being down on themselves, they could have, like I said, just gave up. But the energy that they got from support they got from the fans and the community was big time for them. Like I said, they came together and pulled the win out. So it's very important to have that support from everybody, that's here.
Now, I know you guys are traveling to is it Lamar Christian?
Yeah.
Wednesday. What are you looking forward to play against? I forgot what team you're playing against. DeSoto. You had opportunity to watch film on them. Do you feel comfortable in this game?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I tell my boys all the time, we just have to play Hillcrest basketball. We work too hard to get to this point. We know what we need to do. We know what we do. So we just need to go do it and do it well. We got to execute on all cylinders and just come out and play defense. We just got to make sure we have energy and just take care of us. And we take care of us, we'll be fine.
All right, now, outside of basketball, we're finna put basketball back into the cage now. Finna lock the locker rooms and close the gym down. Who is Greg Thetford?
Oh, I'm just a cool, laid back person. Like I said, I'm very humble. I love college sports. I sit back and just kind of watch college sports a lot. But I'm just a cool, laid back person. I'm a different person than I am when I'm on the sideline coaching. So like I said, I'm just cool, laid back. I'm always laughing and joking with the players. Like I said, and I like to get to know people that's around me. I like seeing people smile and having fun. So
Now, I know you. A few players I said spoke with Sosa, McNair, and Eric Bass, and they were saying Coach was yelling at us a lot. And I know even my significant other, the love of my life, she always fussing at me saying that I'm yelling at the players. I said, no, that's coaching. Uh, does your family, because I know that your family observe you sometime, and then your supporting cast, do they tell you calm down and say, don't talk to the players like that during the game? No, hey, you need to change a different approach. Do you receive that from your family after the games?
no, I don't. They let me be me. I mean, they know I'm passionate about the game, and that's what it is. I'm passionate. And I am an emotional person, so they just let me be me. So they don't really say much. Like, they come support. They just sit there and watch.
Now, how do you feel though? If now, I know your mother, 'cause she was actually my son's teacher. Um, you fussing, and then you turn around. You just kind of, I know as a coach and as a player, and the coach always told you don't look in the stand. But the way you walk up and down the sideline, you just turn around, look at your mother, and she gives you that motherly, that look. How do you feel though? What would be your expectations of that? If you look up and like, man, why she looking at me like that?
Honestly, I don't think I don't think it'd be there because, like I said, she just let me do what I do. Even when I played sport, she just kind of sat back and supported me and watched me. So it's basically the same thing when I'm on the sideline coaching. She just sitting there supporting it, watching. So she don't really have anything to say.
Now, again, coming from Provine, I know Provine history of basketball. Who inspired you that you can look at a teammate that motivated you to better yourself, not just as a player, but as an individual to help you to take yourself from what you learned while you was at Provine to carry on to college, to carry on to where you are right now? What player or classmate that you can say that inspired you to be where you are? Not a coach, no, I'm saying a classmate.
I got one classmate, KT with Kenneth Turner. I mean, that's just like my best friend in high school. Me and him basically went everywhere together. He made sure he stayed on, his books and did what he did his job. I just say that on the field, me and in the classroom. I mean, I know it'd be times he tried to make sure I'm straight. So just seeing, the things he do, his journey stuff. Like now, he's going through the whole pharmacy process. So just seeing, the work he's putting in now, just kind of helped me throughout that, and just, you know.
Yeah, I know Mr. Turner. So he was one of my church members.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know Mr. Turner. We said, I said, hold on, that's churchman. He said pharmacy. Okay, yeah, that's the correct one. Yeah, and I'm proud of him as well too. Like I said, his journey was I had opportunity to watch him grow at church, as well as while he was a scholar athlete at Provine. We went to some of the games. I announced some of the Provine games, so I had the opportunity to see him play as well. Now, what coach you can say that inspired you to be who Coach Greg Thetford is today?
Well, it's a mixture of a few. Like I said, I know coming up, it was Greg Riley. That was my little league coach. He was hard on us. He stayed in our face about everything. Um, Coach Ryan, my assistant here, me and him played ball together under Coach Greg Riley. And I can remember a time we was playing against girls in the city league, and we was kind of playing around with him. He called the timeout and kind of got on us about that, and we ended up blowing them out. But throughout my high school years, it was a mixture of Coach Collins and Coach Riley. Once I stopped playing ball as a freshman at Provine with basketball wise, I just kind of sat back and kind of watched and observed Coach Riley as a coach and the things he did and how he ran practice and how he did things on game day during the game. And then just Coach Riley with not Coach Riley, Coach Collins with his discipline. As a young teenage kid, you don't think about cleaning up behind yourself, especially come locker room time and stuff like that. So playing football under Coach Collins, just gave me that discipline to make sure everything was in order and in the line in order to go about your day and get prepared for the next day.
Now, I know you made a statement in reference to Coach Riley doing the playing the summer league. We've seen the Cougars play around sometime with some players, with some teams in which they could have just taken on. Did that reflect back to when you were playing, as you see them play, and then did that bring Coach Riley out of you when you called a timeout to get them focused back on what they were trying to do?
It did when I first started coaching. I every now and then I think back of the times I had playing under him. But even just now when we have a situation like that, yes, I have to call a timeout to kind of get my guys together because we are better than what we're showing out there on the court. And any given day, anybody can be beat. And they always say you let a team stay in the game long enough, then they'll find a way to win. So
Now, and in reference to that, how important is, some people say that sportsmanship is very important. If you have a big league on a team, as they say, you should pull back the reins. Do you feel that as a coach, you should pull back the reins when you have a big, humongous lead on the team?
it kind of all depends on what you're pulling back on. Defensively, we apply a lot of pressure. Defensively, we'll kind of dial it back a little bit. Um, but as a whole, you don't want to dial back too much on what you're doing because you still want to be able to work on stuff with your guys and also with guys that's on the bench that don't get a lot of minutes. You still want to be able to work on stuff with your guys to prepare them for the next game or the following season. So it's hard to do. But sometimes it is needed, just depending on who you playing and like I said, how big the lead is. But you don't want to dial back too much. So the guys still have to learn.
Now, with that being said, like I said, you if you do decide to pull back, but then as I say, your last person on the bench, he going on a he going a hot streak. Would you say, hey, stop shooting the ball, just move the ball around, or would you say, hey, man, continue to shoot it?
Oh, never. I never tell a kid to stop shooting, especially if he's hit. I mean, it's something I won't do. And now the clock running off and this fourth quarter game about to be over, we'll relax. But outside of it, I won't tell a kid to stop shooting and he's hit.
Now, what do you think about when coaches feel that, hey, well, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have ran the score up like that? How do you feel about when coaches do that? Even fans say you should have had played mercy, or just consider the mercy rule. How do you feel when fans and coaches say that?
I mean, me personally, and with the team I have this year, that has happened to us one time early in the year when a coach did mention that to me in the line, when we shaking hands afterwards. But like I told him, it wasn't really much I could do. I stopped pressing after the first quarter. We sat back and kind of chilled and relaxed for a minute. So, I mean, I did feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, that was the beginning of the season. So we had to be able to work on stuff. We had to be able to work on stuff that we need to work on for us.
Now, in reference to that, do you feel that when you have that big of a lead, you can not say provide a source of entertainment, but work on things that say, hey, let me see how this work in game time situation. Don't be running this in practice, but let me see how it work in game time if I want to continue to do this. Do you do things like that?
Oh yeah, you need to, and you should. All coaches should. So like I say, you need to be able to work on those type of things for when you may get into a situation. You need to be able to see what works, what don't work, what things look like, different personnel and stuff like that. So yes, you should do that.
In reference to team, how important it is to have what they call a big or a post player on the team? Because some coaches, the way that they run their certain offense, regardless of who their opponents is, they play comparable. They play to their talent of their team. But is it a very important thing to have a big on your team or say, hey, well, I'm gonna just work with what I have?
Sometimes you do have to work with what you got, but it is good to have a big. I'm blessed here, Chris. I have two guys at 6'7", and I also have a kid in Javen Carter who's an undersized post player, and which is our leading rebound as well. But it is important to have a big, like I said, to help rebound the ball, better do stuff on the inside to kind of balance your offense out.
Now, I know certain positions have left basketball, what we consider a true point guard or a true center. Do you feel that those two positions are really needed back in basketball today, or is it just say, hey, anybody can play anywhere?
I believe a true point guard is still needed. You still need to better have somebody that's an extension of the coach to better get everybody in position where they need to be. Especially like say you come to high school ball, it's only so much that non-traditional point guards can do. So having a true point guard, I feel like it is still needed. So yeah.
But when now, if you look at, you have 6, 7 guards, point guards, and you have 7, 10 shooting guards. Do you think again? Do you think that the post up play has completely left the game, or you still have some old school coaches or old school players say, "Hey, this is how I'm gonna make my bread and butter"?
It's a tough question, especially for the NBA. Coach, I can't stand it. Only because I feel like it's all about the money now, like say source of entertainment. But for some teams, like say, it's all about just what they need, the fit. But at the end of the day, it's a source of entertainment for people like us just watching. So I mean, whatever kind of help the organization make money, I guess a lot of times they'll go with what works and what fits.
But with that, do you? I say again, we came up in basketball where everybody had their role, their position on team. Do you think the Hillcrest Christian, I mean the Cougars, they have players that play their role that can help this team to go ahead and greater raise that banner? Do you think you have that on with the Cougars?
Oh, I do, most definitely, I do. I know we have two point guards in Ethan Bowder and Josiah Carpenter, but both of those guys they bought into to what we had going on, and they just said, "Hey, coach, we just want to play point guard. We're gonna facilitate. We're gonna do this." Like I told them, "Hey, shot come to you. Make sure you knocking it down, but don't force anything. Just get everybody where they need to be." Then you have Tane Tillison. All he wants to do is play defense. He come off the bench, he plays his role perfectly. He don't do anything outside of what he know he can and can't do. And for the most part, team as a whole, like I said, they're brothers, so everybody know their role, and nobody, upset about that. So I think that helps us with the success we're having now.
Now, and with defense, I know Mr. Tilson, he likes to play defense. Do you sometimes wish you had 4 more other players that's all they want to do is play defense?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I hope any coach would love somebody that just want to guard the ball, or even just play help defense, because he does a phenomenal job on the defense end of the floor, whether he's guarding the ball, or whether he's being in help side, or way across the court doing something. Like, if it's defense, he wants to do it. So if I can get another Tane Tillison next year, because he is a senior, so if I can get another kid that's just like Tane that wants to play defense, hey, I need him.
Well, Coach, is there anything you want to say to the followers, no, the viewers and listeners of the show about Hillcrest, about the basketball program, about Coach Stefford?
Um, just if you tuning in, you watching on a daily basis, just make sure you keep tuning in and watching Coach Moore. Also with Hillcrest, just come out and support us throughout our journey and even the years to follow. We're building something here, and like I always say, it's a new era here at Hillcrest. And we're doing a great job over here. We're gonna continue to do a good job and work hard to get to where we need to be. But we got district down first, we got South State, so now we're on the verge to get 3A state. Once we get that, hopefully we can bring in some more, and like I said, continue to work hard.
All right, Coach, I really appreciate your time. Now, I know you're finna go watch film and get ready for DeSoto, but appreciate your time, Coach. Now, like I said, it's time for me to go ahead and get ready so I can go ahead and watch the film myself as well.
I appreciate it.
Again, thank you, for watching More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. I definitely want to give thanks to my supporters, Pennington and Trim Alarm Service. As the slogan says, let them in, we'll keep them out. First Commercial Bank, where business is personal. And my good friend, Willie T. Epson Law Firm, knowledgeable, experience, and caring. So definitely stay tuned for much more. We're about to go get out of here. Finna go have some fun, watch some film, but you know how we do once we get out, though. Appreciate your time for joining us. I'll chat with y'all later. 1 + 1 = deuces.